We have a very senior lawyer, Okechukwu Unegbu. He joins me virtually to evaluate the implication of continued neglect of the Supreme Court ruling on local government autonomy. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us at this time. Hello, Okechukwu. Can you hear me?
Thank you very much for having me.
It's a pleasure. Now, let's begin with, you heard what the former minister, Babatunde Fashola, had to say on local government autonomy under the current constitution. Now, do you agree with his view, particularly considering the Supreme Court ruling?
Thank you very much. I don't agree with the learned senior advocate of Nigeria, Babatunde Fashola. He's a very senior lawyer. I guess he should know that once the Supreme Court has taken a decision, it's a final court in the land, and that will be the law. It cannot be changed anyhow. Nobody else can change it. You cannot say, and I'm sure by the time the Supreme Court was giving the judgment, they would have taken into account the provisions of the Constitution that the senior advocate was quoting, because they couldn't have done it without looking at the Constitution. Therefore, I do not agree with the learned senior advocate, because once the law is today, as Supreme Court has said it, and that's the point as well, because I don't see why the local government, because the local government ought to be an independent body, whether or not the Constitution provides for it, because from the provisions of the Constitution, it is very clear that from from when I did the decision and also consider the Constitution along with it, the Supreme Court is right. You cannot fault them in that one. And therefore, the learned senior advocate might have been talking from his point of view or his experience as the former governor of Lagos State, knowing that they want to superintend over the affairs of local governments. I think from that point of view, he can be right, but the Supreme Court is our law. That's what it's supposed to be as of today.
Okay, sir. And now, in addition to him being a senior advocate, he's also a politician. So do you think that his statement reflects a broader sentiment among political elites, or is it more of a personal legal interpretation?
That's what I was just saying, that his opinion is politically motivated, politically based, because he's looking at it, because when he was a state governor, he didn't want to see himself as being not controlling the local government. Yes, the local government makes law for the state government, no doubt about that, but the local government also make their own small laws to guide what they are doing. And once they do it, after you have a chairman of local government, you have delegates or representatives of local governments. What are they supposed to do? If it's just the chairman alone, then you can be sure that he may be right. But because the chairman has other councillors who also participate in making laws for him, I don't think the learned senior advocate is correct there. And at the same time, the Supreme Court has taken a decision. That is the law. He's talking politics and not law.
Okay. Now, from your own perspective, would you advocate constitutional amendments to enhance local government autonomy?
Yes, because right now the constitution is being discussed, and you have the Petros who are also talking about the constitution. I think they should also look at it so as to give it the toga of what it's supposed to be, that the local government should be totally free from the stranglehold of the state government. And in fact, I don't see even the need for it, because all we need to do is to adopt the Supreme Court decision on that, because I believe the Supreme Court will have also looked at the current constitution before arriving at that decision. So I think now that we're looking at the Constitution again, I think we need to look at every aspect of it so that we can be, I know Constitution is perfect anyway. No Constitution can capture everything that you need to do. some are assumed, while some will derive from other areas of the Constitution. And that's one thing I've known, that the present local government decision as done by the Supreme Court would have been derived from some other aspects of the Constitution.
Okay. Now, you talked about looking at every aspect of the Constitution. So if you were given the opportunity, what would your top 3 priorities for local government reform in Nigeria be?
Well, my priority would be that they should be totally independent of state government, because the state government administration is even part of the problem of the local governments. The local governments cannot do anything. The state government gets money. They are supposed to have a joint account superintended by the governor and the chairman of the local government. But because when election is being done, the state government takes supreme charge of who to be chairman and who are going to be councillors. And once they appoint or they elect these people, there's no way you can change you can change it, because all that to happen is that those people are appointed by the local. I remember in Imo State, they were appointed, there was no election. Therefore, if the governor has appointed them, they have no choice but to obey what the governor says. There's a stranglehold, and I think my own will be that stranglehold should be eliminated, so that the local government can do their closest to the people. Therefore, they can do a better job than listening to what the governor says, and the governor does not give them the money. Just give them the money, they share it in salaries and go home. There's no other function. So my own will be to make sure they are totally independent, totally not controlled fully by the state government. In that case, they will now do a better job. They can be held responsible or accountable by the members of their localities.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Unegbu, for your time and for speaking with us.
You are welcome. Thank you.
It's a pleasure.